Hello everyone, I am Nitya Maheshwari and today we will explore about the evolution of the web. So from the very simple website in the early 1990s to the interactive and the intelligent website that we use today, the web has evolved a lot. So let's have a look at its journey. First of all, let's understand what web actually is. So, the web is the common name for the World Wide Web, which is the subset of the Internet, which consists of the pages that can be accessed with the help of web browser, such as Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, etc. Most of the people considered the Internet and the web as one and the same thing, but they both are quite different. One need to understand that the web is a part of internet. So the web is just one of the way with using which the information is shared over the internet. Others include email, instant messaging, and file transfer protocol. So let's look at the journey of the web. So the World Wide Web has transformed drastically since the early 1990s. Earlier, there were static web pages which have now evolved into the intelligent and interactive web pages. So the web has various generations such as Web 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 and 5.0, which tell us about the major shift in the technology and its uses. The Web 1.0 offers only the read-only pages, while the Web 2.0 enables social networking and user-generated content. Web 3.0 brings the semantic integration and data interoperability. Web 4.0 connects with IoT and advanced artificial intelligence. And Web 5.0 aims for emotional and human-like nature. So in today's video, we will talk about the fourth generation of web, that is Web 1.0, Web 2.0, Web 3.0 and Web 4.0. So the very first generation of web is Web 1.0, which is also known as the static web. As the name suggests, the static web, in this, the web pages were static, they were not dynamic, and it was the read-only web. That means the user were only able to read the content. That is, they were only able to consume the content, but they were not able to produce it. So therefore, it was termed as read-only. It was built using HTML and CSS and HTTP. Example is archive.com. So let's have a look at the characteristics of the Web 1.0. So its era began from 1990 to 2000 and it consists primarily of the static HTML web pages. It provides a very basic functionality and they mainly contain the text and the images and there were very little interactivity or multimedia. So the content on the Web 1.0 was curated by the webmasters and the users were just the passive consumers of the content rather than the active creators or the contributors. The technologies that were used for the creation of the Web 1.0 is HTML, CSS, JavaScript and early Java applets. So what were the limitations of Web 1.0? So there were very limited interactivity and the static nature of the content, which is the major limitation of Web 1.0. Website exist as the independent entities with very little communication or data exchange between them. And in terms of the e-commerce, the web were it's in infancy. The websites were just created to provide content to the user, to provide the information to the user. And it were often clumsy and had rudimentary security protocols. Now the second generation of web is Web 2.0, which is also known as the social web. This stage is characterized by the rise of social media and user-generated content. Websites now are more dynamic. Now the users were also able to produce the content, their own comments and feedback. Example are Facebook, Twitter, Wikipedia, and YouTube. And we are using it right now. It is the era that we live in today. Now let's talk about the characteristics of Web 2.0. So its era is from 2000 to 2010. Anyone with the internet connection could publish their thought, ideas, and media and more. They give more power and control to the user. It was interactive in nature, it provides a rich user experience, and it encouraged more participatory culture. As with the help of social media website, the people were able to communicate with other people, they were able to share their thoughts. Their technology used were Ajax, JavaScript libraries, CSS2, CSS3, and RESTful APIs. Now, what were the limitations of Web 2.0? So now as the user were able to generate their own content, so it raised the issue related to content quality, credibility, and privacy. Privacy and data ownership also became the major concern. And in terms of technology, while Ajax has provided more interactivity, it has also made it more complex and demanding in terms of computing resources. Now, the third generation of web is Web 3.0, which is also known as the semantic web. So, it is characterized by the rise of artificial intelligence and the ability of the machines to understand and interpret the human language. So, the main focus of Web 3.0 is to provide the more personalized experience to the user. For example, we can have an example of Netflix, where the Netflix uses the machine learning and artificial intelligence and it provides recommendation to the people based on their browsing history. And there was also the rise of voice assistant, as we can see that Amazon has introduced Alexa in 2014 that can understand the human language and interpret it and can reply in the same way. Now, what were the characteristics of Web 3.0? Its era began from 2010. It provides us the more personalized experience and intelligent automation. It was the open and decentralized web. It provided the rich user experience, new interfaces, and improved productivity. There was enhanced inclusiveness. And what were the limitations of Web 3.0? That is the advanced technologies that were used in Web 3.0, such as AI and blockchain, require a high level of technical knowledge and resources to implement and maintain it. So it could widen the digital divide. Privacy and security also became more complex issue in the Web 3.0 era because on the one hand, where the blockchain is providing the security, on the other hand, AI for providing more personalized experience. It was just gathering the informations of the users, its browsing history, and many more, which is just hindering their privacy. Furthermore, the legal and ethical framework for some of these new technologies are still being developed, which leads to uncertainty and potential misuse. Now, the fourth generation of web is Web 4.0, which is also known as the intelligent web. It refers to the fourth generation and it marked the shift from physical to digital technology. Now, the goal of 4.0 is to make the internet more user friendly, more personalized, more interactive, more intelligent, and collaborative. So, what were its characteristics? So, the era of Web 4.0 begins from 2020 onwards. There was increased intelligence and personalization. There was enhanced interactivity. There was seamless integration of physical and virtual world. All, as we all know about virtual reality. So VR, AR, it's all the example of this Web 4.0. There was greater decentralization and democratization, and there was improved security and privacy. So, what were the limitations of Web 4.0? So, the fusion of the digital and physical realities present new risks that was related to the privacy and security. So, now as we connect more devices to the internet, there is an increased risk of data breaches and cyber attack. There are also concerns about the ethical implications of the advanced AI. particularly issues of accountability and control. So we can have a look of that how the web has evolved from 1990 to the generation that we are in, that is in 2024. Earlier, there was static website, then there was the rise of social media platforms, then the use of AI and machine learning, and then the intelligent web, which is more intelligent. So, in conclusion, web has evolved tremendously over the past few decades from the static pages to an immersive experience. Web 2.0 brought the user content and social networking. 3.0 enabled a semantic web and machine understanding. 4.0 focuses on decentralization and personalization. And now the upcoming web is Web 1 5.0, which will include VR, AI, blockchain, and more. So possibilities are yet more. I hope you have enjoyed this journey of web. Thank you for watching.